Testing, testing. We're going to get started here in just a second. There might be a little bit of an echo, but we'll get rid of that here in a minute. So I'm just kind of like testing out the microphone, making sure everything is set up correctly.
Testing. We're gonna get started here in just a second.
I know it's a little bit soft. Let me fix that a little bit.
Here in a minute. So I'm just kind of like
Testing out the microphone, making sure everything is set up correctly. I know it's a little bit soft. Testing. Okay. Okay, so in a minute it will stop repeating or echoing. That's just like me testing. And let me get the chat up here and everything up and ready to go. Yeah, I know there's an echo. That will go away very soon. Sorry about that. Oh, hey, Rich. Thanks for coming out. Rich says, I was watching the Chord Trainer video. Pretty cool. I agree. So that's like kind of a new course that I'm making for the Academy. And I think I just wanted to like put out some info about that. So let's see. Oh, yeah. Let's not go into my... There we go. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Hey, Michelle is back again. It has been a while indeed, Michelle. How's everybody doing tonight? Glad to have you back with us again. It has been a few months, I think. Rich said, okay, read that already. And welcome, Aradia, if I am pronouncing your name right. Sorry if I'm not, but welcome to our live stream. Always welcome back to our classroom that we have together. Hopefully everybody had a good holiday break. I had a difficult one. There was something that happened in my life that I'll talk about soon. I don't really want to talk about it right now. And just something that's very natural that people go through. But I'm fine. And I will have actually more time to spend making piano lesson videos here in the new year. So that's the positive about the whole thing. And I will tell you about it pretty soon, but just not tonight. I kind of wanted to just get back into the swing of things because we were on break for a little bit, only about a week and a half or so. So not too long. Good. How about you? High school has been driving me crazy. Yeah. And then sorry to hear about that. Yeah, that's okay. I'm fine, and we'll all be fine. I'll tell you about it soon. But like I said, not tonight. Okay. Let's see. Fine, and you. Yep. So I just kind of looking back here on the comments. Okay. Looks like I caught up with most of them. So tonight, let me tell you about what we have tonight. First of all, I'm very excited to be back. Really was kind of looking, not kind of like itching to get back into making lessons again, even though I kind of had my hands tied full and I really couldn't do it for a while. So that's why I'm, pretty happy to be back with all of you, teaching you once again for another great year of learning piano. Tonight, what we are talking about is actually, let me do this. Let me get up my little outline. All the good lessons come with outlines. Okay, so today basically what we are talking about is we are talking about how to build motivation when learning how to play the piano, specifically as a beginner. So I'm going to give you like 6 main points that we're going to talk about. And then by the end of the lesson, you're going to have a pretty good idea on how to like remain on the correct path when learning how to play the piano. The first major topic we're going to talk about today is that there is a level of commitment required when learning how to play the piano. You have to know this, especially in the beginning, because you may think that you won't have to put any time towards it, or you can put less. And now, don't get me wrong, you will have limited time to spend on the piano, but keep in mind that it will take some regular practice to really get anywhere. If you want to noodle around, learn a song or two, it doesn't require that much commitment. But if you want to learn piano long term, just know that it's going to take at least a few minutes, hopefully, out of your day. And then remember, from a lot of the other videos I've mentioned, that it's better to practice a little bit, every day or almost every day consistently, than it is to practice a few hours just once or twice a week. Now, if that's what your schedule permits, then you can do it that way. But it's better to practice a little bit over a long period of time. So just keep in mind that not only time, but focus, and it takes perseverance to learn piano. So it takes an internal commitment. It really has to be something that you want to do. And actually, for a lot of us to discover that, you really have to learn piano first. You learn it for a few months and then you just kind of make the decision. Is it something you want to continue with? Is it something that really gets you going? Maybe you need a new teacher, though. That is a possibility as well, or take a different approach. So don't give up too easily. But like I said, a few months in, you'll kind of have an idea on whether or not it is for you. So some tips I have on commitment include using a timer and log to log your practice and progress. So you want to write down the date, duration of your practice, your goals, and what you've accomplished. And you want to do this every time you practice to ensure you're spending that time regularly at the piano. So this is really just to help keep you in check, saying, okay, I've been spending the time on the piano. I haven't been like kind of just sorting it out in my head and then maybe not spending as much time as you think. So if you chart it out, you'll be much better off, especially in terms of achieving your goals. Let's move on to number 2. Okay, so number 2 is believe in your ability to get better. Now, when you try something new, do you get it right the first time? Well, probably not. Now, I know we've seen the video of the little kids on YouTube playing Mozart sonatas. At least a lot of us have seen those. And you must think, oh, well, some people are born, good at music and some people aren't. Well, it's very true that very few people are born with an innate gift to learn music, but it doesn't mean that if you haven't been playing piano since you've been 4, that you can't learn at 17, that you can't learn at 40, or that you can't even learn at 60 or 80. You can learn piano really at any time, but just keep in mind that for 99.9% of us, we're going to have some struggles. It's not going to be something where we're just going to be able to put our hands on and play, and don't expect that. Set your expectations to be realistic, but believe in your ability to get better. So let's take a look. Okay, believe that you have the ability to improve with practice, and improve by learning from mistakes. Mistakes are a part of the experience, and they're a part of the experience for everybody. I think even really, really talented people run into mistakes and run into hardships when learning piano that they have to overcome, and you're no different. So just keep in mind that when you first start playing the piano, it's not going to sound perfect. It's not even going to sound even remotely close. So remember to just kind of set a base goal line in the beginning, just maybe learn some notes, learn to play a simple song, and then gradually work your way up to the things you want. But always believe in your ability to improve. You're not a static thing. You can evolve and you can change, although it's not that easy. But with perseverance and spending the right amount of time on the piano, that dedication, you will get better results. Okay, number 3 that I want to tell you about is that you need to understand that setbacks are a part of the process. So this goes along with the mistakes I was talking about earlier. But just keep in mind that you will run into periods where you will make a ton of progress on the piano, or a little progress, and then you'll think, oh, it's smooth sailing from here. Think again. You're going to run into some kind of topic, some kind of song, some kind of passage of music that's really going to drive you crazy, and you're going to feel like you've actually taken a step back in your ability to play. Not so. Setbacks are a normal part of the experience, like mistakes, and they can be overcome. And just keep in mind that almost everybody runs into these where you hit a slump when you're learning. Like I said, you're making good progress, and then all of a sudden you feel like you hit a wall, you can't get any better. And then sometimes it takes a little bit more commitment in terms of time to overcome that. But just keep in mind that, setbacks are a part of the process. You need to believe in your ability to get better, because you can. And then, it really takes the commitment to solidify all this and, be able to overcome your challenges. So let's go on to number 4. Okay, so a quick question. Tolga asks, is it possible to play some pieces like Moonlight Sonata Third Movement without reading sheet music? I'm a beginner and I'm 24 years old, but my hands are really fast and skillful. I'm also interested in music since I was 5. Yeah, you need to definitely work your way up to that. I would, without reading sheet music, I don't think it's possible unless you are really good at learning by ear. That's really the key. Like, some people are so good at learning by ear that they can hear something and replicate it on the piano, but that's a special gift not many people have. Like I said, even during the lesson tonight, that most people don't fall in that category. I really, and don't feel bad for me saying this about you. I might be wrong. You might be that talented with your ears and everything, but chances are you're not either. So you do need to learn how to read music. I think that's the way I learned anyway. Now, I know some people are more rote learners by using their ears, but for me, something that complicated and to understand the dynamics and the articulations, how the notes are played, whether they're short or long, you really need to learn to read music to be able to kind of pick out all of those details. I think it's much easier anyway. Yeah, I also find that you learn more from sheet music. And welcome back, by the way. Says Synthesia is a beginner's trap. I kind of think so as well. If you want to learn one single song and you're not interested in learning piano at all outside of that, maybe you could do it that way. But honestly, learning long term, learning to play effectively, you need to learn, the stuff that we talk about on this channel. This is the not the easy path, by taking this channel. I try to make it easy as I can, but all the stuff I teach you on this channel takes some work to get it through. But don't keep in mind that even if it does seem like a huge amount of work up front, remember that you can break it away little pieces at a time. Set smaller goals, reach those, and then you will build up to the larger things. At least that's, in my experience, the way to tackle it. Okay, number 4 is that some of the things you will learn will be fun. Like, you'll learn a song that you love. You'll learn a type of technique that you really like. You'll learn a subject that you just really click with and really latch onto, but not all the time. Sometimes, some of the things you will learn are not nearly as fun, but you have to learn them, which kind of segues into what we were talking about before, or segues from that. So students often want to jump right in and learn their favorite songs, like Moonlight Sonata Third Movement or something like that. And this isn't realistic because you really need to spend the time on the topics leading up to the things you want to play, or you really struggle to play songs, or you will really struggle to play songs that you want to play. So keep in mind that if you jump right in trying to learn a song that's way above your level, you're almost, even though you might be able to play a little bit of the song, you're basically wasting your time in terms of developing the skills. So if you're a younger student and you haven't been through a lot of life yet, just keep in mind that you really need to work your way up to things. You can't just, if you try something too complicated right away, you might not have as much success. So like I said, you want to break things down into smaller goals and work towards those larger ones. And then some examples of things that might not be as fun to learn are scales. Scales are really useful in developing hand coordination and proper fingering and things like that, and be able to sync up both hands at the same time. So that's an example of something you don't want to practice, at least most of us, but is something that's very beneficial. Other things, have to do with like music theory, learning to read music. I have written here. So this is a perfect answer to what we were talking about before. And then you also need to know about like steps, leaps, skips. There's a lot more to this list, but I'm just saying that those things that when you hear them, like music theory, some people automatically turn that off. Just open your mind up to it a little bit. You don't have to be a music theory master, but you do need to be proficient music theory to be able to be a decent piano player. So you definitely do want to learn some music theory along the way. It'll also help you better understand exactly what you're playing. All right, and then welcome Ruby. Hello, Ruby. I play the viola, so I can read alto clef well. Excellent. Saying that I have to learn 2 new clefs would physically playing the piano be the best way to learn the notes. Also, other good alternatives. Playing the notes on the piano would be great in understanding the treble clef and bass clef anyway. In terms of alto and tenor clef, maybe not as much, but you do know, alto clef it looks like. All right, and then I'll answer some of the other questions here in just a minute. Let me get on to number 5, though, maybe after number 5. Number 5 is a bit of a short one, and it's very simple, but tell yourself, don't give up. It's only over when you say it's over. So if you're feeling defeated and you kind of feed into that, and you're telling yourself, oh, I just can't do it, I can't do this, I can't do that, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. That will be your future if you tell yourself that. So tell yourself the opposite. Tell yourself, I'm not going to give up. Setbacks are part of the experience. I can get better by trying again and again and again. I might fail again and again and again, but I believe in my ability to get better. So tell yourself all the things on the list. Even tell yourself some of the things I learn will be fun and some not so fun. So tell yourself good advice, but tell yourself, most importantly, not to give up. Okay, number 6, the last one, is think of what inspires you. Think about the reasons you started to learn piano in the first place. Is there a composer, artist, or songwriter that is inspirational to you? Is there a teacher you had, or a family member, somebody you love that really, or somebody you saw on TV even, that really inspired you to learn to play piano? You want to write these people down, by the way, and keep them in mind. And anytime you feel like you're straying from, being motivated and being inspired, really go back and think about what inspired you to begin with. Listen to some recordings of your favorite artists. Look and learn about them as people and the lives and hardships that they had. And I find that by doing this, you will, reignite your inspiration again and again, and it's a very useful tool. Okay, I have an assignment for you. So for your assignment, I want you to write down the 6 topics discussed in this lesson. If you can't list all 6, I'm not going to scroll back up. Watch through the video again, not just looking for the answers to these. I mean, you can do that if you want, but really listening to the lesson again and really taking to heart that these things are all connected together. So, what inspires you and thinking about that can help you with the commitment you need to overcome your challenges. And I'm not going to give you the rest of them because I'm kind of giving you them here. But anyway, try to write down all 6 and put that list somewhere near where you practice to help re-inspire you and keep you on the right track towards being, being motivated to learn piano and music. Okay, I want to know in the comments of this video, if you're watching the recording or if you're in the live stream right now, what inspires you to learn piano? What inspired you in the beginning? Was it somebody that was close to you? Did you see somebody on TV, or YouTube that you saw and you were just like, wow, it blows my mind? Was it a teacher you had? Why are you here right now? What inspired you to come to this video and learn how to play piano? I really want to know in the comments, because if we share our experiences together, we can really learn together, and somebody might see your comment and it might really inspire them. They may think, oh, wow, that person really is great. Or, this type of music really is cool and it really does get me going. So let's help inspire each other and leave it in the comments, basically what inspires you to learn music. Okay, so Tolga, sorry, I can't watch your video right now. I can watch it after the stream, though. If I watch it in the stream, YouTube will probably get very mad at me. Sorry about that. Okay, I play the viola, so I can read. Okay, I already answered that one by Ruby. Radia says scales are very important. Very true. I need to tell myself not to give up. Yep. And then there goes one of my New Year's resolutions. I think there are a lot of things play hand in hand here. Yep, I very much agree with that. And then Rich says, very good question here about Rich. Asks, sorry, I'm just getting everything adjusted here. Rich asks, how do you stay inspired if you're teaching yourself how to play? And then, how do I know that I'm not learning the wrong way? Good question. So, let me think about the answer to the first one. How do you stay inspired if you're teaching yourself how to play? Well, think of, there's got to be a reason, Rich, that you started to play to begin with. Now, it might not be that you know a composer. It might not be that you know a teacher, though you do know one for sure. And it may not be basically any things I mentioned, but it might be something like you were a kid one time and you loved to play video games, which I know we both share that. The love of video games. So maybe, it's like Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time that inspires you. Because I know you were playing that Windmill song. At least I think that's the one it was. Earlier this week. So, it could even be something like a video game or a movie or like a type of music that you like. A lot of people, obviously we've had them on the stream, also say, I wanted to learn how to play piano because of Final Fantasy. I love those games. I love the music and I wanted to play it on the piano. So even things like that can inspire you and keep you motivated. So, think about the types of things that you want to build up to and learn how to do. And if you've achieved all those, look for more. Think about some of the things that you really latched onto throughout your years. They don't necessarily have to be music related in any way. Like the movie Rocky. I love the movie Rocky. So why not learn, Mickey's theme from Rocky? And, that makes a lot of sense to me. So even if it's movies or things like that, pop culture, or books. Well, I guess books wouldn't be one. That would be kind of weird to learn a song out of a book. But those are the things you should think about. It doesn't have to be any of the things I mentioned in the beginning. It can be something that you just really latch onto. There has to be something. I know you do like video games. That's why I recommended that one. But there's got to be something out there that can inspire you. And there's got to be a reason that you're here right now and that you've been here to almost all the live streams. Oh, hold on. Okay, Rich says, how do I know I'm not playing the wrong way? Great question. Well, first thing is I guess you could play a recording and send it to me. I can't get to everybody that does this, but I did get to yours once or twice. But if there's like a song you're really you're wondering about, you can certainly send me a part of the recording that you're doing and send it over. And then like I've commented on your position, like how far you are away from the piano and things like that. If you ever get the opportunity to get a teacher, I know we've talked about teaching over Skype, which is something I have an idea about this coming year. And I'll let you know. I think I'm going to let you in on it before I release it as kind of a test. But I can, at some point, I don't want to make any promises, but at some point I may be able to meet with you over Skype and just give you a few pointers. And if you ever run into a teacher and say you can only afford one lesson, or maybe you can't afford any lesson and they're just willing to spend a couple of minutes with you in person and you play for them, do that. That's a really good thing because they can just give you a few pointers and just make sure that you're generally on track. Of course, if you can afford lessons every week with a private teacher, that's probably the way to go. But realistically, a lot of us don't live in that situation where we can afford that or we can't have access to that. So that's why we teach ourselves. So the answer to that is whenever you can, get the advice of somebody else. Like I said, it doesn't have to be private lessons all the time. You can get maybe one private lesson here or there, or you can get something set up where, like I said, you can just send me over a recording and say, I really want feedback on this, and I will get to it. You might have to remind me once or twice, but I will get to that. I do like to hearing students play. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, everybody. My mom, she always played to me as a kid. Furley's, Lieberstrom, and were our favorites. I want to do the same thing for my future kids and let them feel the same thing I did. That's a great inspiration, for sure. Let's see. Michelle says, I feel the same a bit. Tolga says, thank you. Another question. If I learn how to read piano music, can I play any kind of pieces that I didn't even listen before in first try? If you're really, really good, it depends on how hard the song is, too. I mean, I've been learning piano my whole life, and I still run into songs that I really have to sit down. I can't play instantly. However, there's a lot of songs that I can play instantly. And depends on the level of the song, the level of the arrangement of the song. But yes, you can get to a point where you can find almost any song and find a version of it that you can play right off the bat. It takes a long time to get there, but it is something that is definitely possible. Even if you've never heard it before. Tolga says, or should I practice anyway to play it? Like figuring out fingerings. You should do that anyway. Like if you get to that point, and it's a really complicated song like a Bach Prelude and Fugue, you definitely want to work out the fingering for that. Let's see here. Let's see here. Practicing. Wait, I missed some people. Pretty much. Okay. I don't know why, but I want to have one of those Christmas where my future family and I gather by the grand piano, hopefully, and people are caroling, playing the piano. I mean, the piano goes with anything. Very true. That's a really cool thing. So another thing that you can inspire you are future goals. Think about some things, envision yourself in that place of success, as they always say, and just work your way towards that. That's another great one. Let's see what we got. Practicing is very important. I haven't heard of anyone who's gotten a song perfectly the first time. Yes. Now, don't get me wrong. I can play simple songs perfect the first time, but I can't play something like a Moonlight Sonata. Well, not Moonlight Sonata. I do know that one. I've practiced that one, but I can't play some random Beethoven sonata perfectly the first try. I can play through it though. Okay, Rich says, I have the same thought, Michelle. Practice makes perfect, says Michelle. That's nice. Yep. That is very nice, Rich. And then Rich says, Skype lessons sound great. So I am really thinking, this is my idea. I don't know if I want to give it out, but here's the general idea, is I'm going to open up a, for example, the numbers aren't set and everything's not set, but I'm going to open up a training camp. So say during the summer. So say from June to September, I'm going to put in 10 weeks of stuff there. And basically what I'm going to do is it's going to be like a training camp where people can sign up, and I'll give, live stream people and people who know the community well, a really big discount. I might even let some of them in on it, like I said, to kind of test it out. But basically what it would be is it would be like a 10-week thing where you send me your goals as a piano player. We go over that together, and then actually I work with that person over 10 weeks. Once a week, maybe for a half-hour Skype lesson. So you'll get 10 lessons in there with me personally, and then we're going to work week to week. We're going to kind of go over your goals and, work towards those. So say you wanted to learn how to play a certain type of music. Well, obviously we'd have to work up to that. We'd have a session where we talk about the goals, how realistic they are, whether they're reached, and then we'll come to a consensus on what we can achieve over the 10 weeks. And then we're going to spend those 10 weeks working on that. So if you want to work through the Alfred, for example, Alfred Adult Piano Book, we can do that together. Now keep in mind, if it's out of a book, you'll have to get a copy as well so that we can both work out of it. I can't send you a copy, although a lot of those books aren't very expensive. Or say you want to learn a certain song over 10 weeks, and that's what we would work on. Or you want to work on music theory for 10 weeks, and we could do that. Okay, let's see here. Rich says, my sight reading has gotten a bit better since I started learning. Keep practicing, everybody. It does get easier. I'm glad that with that, Rich, because I remember not long ago, maybe we started the live stream almost a year ago now. So maybe we should have a party. But I remember like earlier on, you said you didn't have much, success sight reading. At least I think that was you. And so I'm glad to see you're having more success with it now. Tolga says, on internet, I mean, Ryan is back. Ryan, how have you been? How's your holiday been? Oh, Ryan says, hope you saw the small gift I sent you. Be sure to check your email. I have checked my email, but fantastic. I'll have to look for that. I don't remember. Like I was saying, you may not have heard. I had kind of a like life. I'm fine. So when I explain this to you, don't think there's anything wrong with me. But I had just some kind of like life event happen. It really sucks. Just something that's part of life, and I'll talk about it at a later time. So I really have my brain hasn't been 100% there with everything. So I may have seen it. I may not. But I will look for that, Ryan. I will look for that in my email. You're welcome, Ryan. Anytime. Oh, right, right. Yep, I had a. That is what it was. It was a family crisis, and like I said, I'll illuminate what that's about. Fairly soon. I just kind of wanted to get back into teaching for tonight, but one of these lessons I will bring it up once things calm down a little bit. Anyway. Okay, yeah, I'll let you know if I don't see anything from you for sure. And Rich says, I think learning both makes it easier to learn. Oh, you're talking to Tolga. Okay. And then, yeah, I'll let you know, Ryan. Not necessary. My private life is my business. So, yeah, I may never tell you. I probably will want to tell you because it's really, I think after a while, it's not going to be a big deal. Um, so, and I'll want to share that with you. I like to share as much as I can. Obviously, I can't tell you everything about me. But I like to share with the community because all of you share, little details with me. And I don't know, I've gotten to know some of you. I mean, like, I don't know your faces, a lot of you. I know Rich's face, but a lot of you, I don't know your faces. But I do know, like, things about you that because you've been to the live streams and things like that. So it's really cool that I know things about you. So I'm not, like, opposed to telling anybody at any point. But for right now, yeah, I'm going to keep the lid on it. And but I thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, Rich says, but I've heard that learning music theory might diminish creative when making original music. I've heard that too, Rich. I've heard that too. However, I don't necessarily agree with that because the more music theory I know, the more I know how to kind of bend it around and try new things. So for instance, it really helps to know the basics around chord progressions and things like that. If you don't know anything about chord progressions, your songs will lack structure. Now, sure, they'll be maybe more creative in terms of being free, free in thought and things like that. But certainly, I feel that if you use music theory more as a scaffold, like more as a an outline rather than fact. Like, here's the thing. I think what a lot of people are talking about is if you learn music theory and you're really stuck on it and you're like, okay, well, this note has to be before this note and this note has to be next to this note and things like that. You can be very strict on music theory, and you're right, that will stifle your creativity. So you always want to have a mix, in my opinion, of educated learning and knowing the music theory, and then also being able to kind of just understand that that's just an outline of what you should do in most cases, and that you can bend the rules a little bit. Oh, Tolga said, let's see. Rich says, but I've heard, okay. Looks like my plans of getting your info have been foiled. Okay, hold on a second. Okay. No, let me correct my question. I meant, is it dangerous to learn piano and read music on the internet because there's no one to correct our mistakes? It's not dangerous, I would say. In fact, a lot of us, that's our only option. And if it isn't your only option, if you do have a teacher as well, you can learn things on the internet and then, show them to your teacher. If you have a teacher, show them to your teacher, and your teacher will let you know because there's a lot of facts in music and things in music, like where the notes are on the staff and things like that, that are universal. So long as you're learning from the right website, like if you learn how to read music from my videos, so long as I didn't make a mistake in the video, but I think, a lot of the videos are really on point. You will know how to learn you will learn how to read music correctly. And then if you take that to a teacher, the teacher can verify. Yes, if it's on the second space in treble clef, it's that A that's above, middle C and things like that. So they can verify for you. But like I was telling Rich, if you learn on your own, that's totally fine. But I do recommend if you ever get the opportunity to play for a teacher, do that. And just get that feedback, whether it's somebody at your high school, like a teacher there, or a professor at your school. Maybe it's a family member. They know a little bit about piano. Any kind of feedback you can get, or maybe you can send a video to me and ask me about it. Like I say, I do my best to get to those, but there's a lot of ways you can get a little bit of feedback. But just keep in mind that all the stuff you find on my videos is stuff that I've learned from an actual music teacher. And actually, I went to music school, and they taught us all a bunch of stuff. So this is just the same stuff that I've learned. So there's no harm in learning it. Now, where the teacher comes in is really for like playing habits. Like if you're sitting too close to the piano, too far away, you're not sitting, something I need to work on is sitting with better posture. You are, using too much pedal. You're not using the pedal right. So little things like that, a teacher can go a long way, but you can learn the basics of music and music theory, and it won't hurt you at all, I don't think, so long as you're learning the correct material. Okay, Rich says that's refreshing to hear, Tim. I think that was about the music theory question. Let's see here. Okay, when I first started out, I had trouble seeing my own mistakes. I need somebody, my teacher, to point them out. It's optimal to have somebody review what you have been learning. Yeah, exactly. So you can learn on your own, but it is great to have somebody every once in a while. Like I said, if you can afford it every week, great. But you can't afford lessons every week. Realistically, if you ever get a chance to have somebody with a more of an expertise in learning music to listen to you and let you and correct those mistakes, take that opportunity. Okay, I tend to think of music as an exact science, which I shouldn't, Rich says. And then let's see, Tripled says, I have wondered about that too. With lessons online, I don't have that physical presence to see what I'm doing. I want to Skype with Tim for that reason and maybe take a local lesson. Oh, okay, lesson locally as well. Oh, thank you so much. You said, I am learning so much from your academy, though. Thank you so much for saying that. And then I am rocking now. Oops, this is Ryan. I switched login, so it is Ryan. I was wondering. I was like, wow, we have two people that are, in the academy. Yes, Skype lessons is something I want to work up to. And like I said, I may do it in terms of like a summer program where I run it for 10 weeks, where I teach somebody on Skype for 10 weeks over like a certain goals that we have. So that's something I would definitely be interested in doing. And it's something I would definitely give Academy students and live stream members alike, the first stab at, and, give them a good, fair deal on it. But it's something I'm still working out. Rich says, I'm going to start to watching myself play to make sure I have the correct posture and hands at the appropriate level. That's a good point, because my teacher did recommend, and actually in all the practice rooms, they had a mirror right when you play where you can look at yourself and see, okay, I don't have good posture. I think we all know what good posture is. Good posture on a seat is, well, most of us know what good posture is, but good posture sitting on any seat is good posture, sitting on the piano. But of course, with the piano, you want to make sure you're the correct length away and things like that. Oh, recording yourself with the phone is a great one as well. Okay, gotta go. Oh, somebody said gotta go. Let me see. Okay, Radia says gotta go. Thank you very much for the stream. Goodbye. Oh, well, good night. Have a great one, and thank you for coming to our stream. It was great having you, as always. One thing. So wait a second. Kana boy. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Kana Boyina says, hi, can you do some improvisation tutorials with different types of rhythms? Did we talk earlier? Oh, hold on. Let me get to Michelle real quick. Michelle's getting ready to go. I have to go too, but nice lesson today, Tim. I screenshot the 6 steps, and I look back on them and set myself goal for 2017. Thank you so much, Tim, and Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year to you as well. So I can do some improvisation tutorials with different rhythms. I'll write that down. I do have that written down, actually. So the answer is yes. I can't. It won't be out this week. It might not be out. It'll be out when it's out. So I will put it on the list. It is something that I think would make a good lesson. So I will certainly put it there. So just, yeah, I would love to make a lesson on it, to tell you the truth. But keep in mind that I do have a lot of lessons to make, and kind of like a plan on how things go. But that lesson is actually a really good idea. So the answer is yes. Triple Digits, aka Ryan, says, I came late and missed most of this. Will you post the full video later? Correct. So what'll happen is when we're done here, you will be able to watch the recording of the live stream. Now this is uncut. I cut out like the first couple minutes when I'm setting everything up, and there's the echo. But basically, you have the whole thing uncut, so you can watch it then. If you're willing to wait until next Friday, I put the edited version out, which cuts out all the unnecessary parts. It also adds in some like visual aids at some points to really help with things, and that has that nice intro and ending there. So there's 2 ways to really watch it, and of course the best version, I think, is the edited version. But of course, if you want the all the questions in there from the live stream, and you like to watch it in the live stream format, that will be available tonight. Michelle says, I can't wait to see how this community spreads and bound over music next year. Looking forward to getting inspiring others, hopefully. Oh, thank you so much, Michelle. I'm very excited, too, as to where things are going. I'm very happy with how the channel is doing and the community that we have. And I feel like we're getting more and more close all the time and really helping each other learn. Lots of great comments here. I love it. Rich says, let's see. Yeah, Rich says, very good lesson today. I was feeling down about my playing. Good. Well, I hope that helped, bring you up out of that. Like I mentioned in the lesson, sometimes you hit a slump, and that's totally natural. Don't feel like there's anything wrong with you when that happens, but just keep the advice in this lesson in mind, and I think it will help you. And then remember that every once in a while, Rich, we need to rekindle our original inspiration. And like I said, that can come from people. That can come from experiences you've had. That can come from video games that you like, movies that you like. It can come from a lot of places. And sometimes you just need to reignite yourself with that, and reunite yourself with that, rather. I guess both words work okay. To kind of, remotivate yourself towards learning piano and making good progress. Okay, Triple Digit said, yes, sounds great. I can't wait. I have quite a backlog of video lessons to watch. Was gone all week for Christmas. Okay, well, great to hear that. I didn't put out too many over the holiday, but I did put out a couple in December, and I do have a catalog that you can watch, of course. And actually, I'm going to put out more videos on the Academy. We had our live stream today for the Academy. Oh, that's up on YouTube, actually. I made that one public. That, by the way, in case you're wondering, there's an additional live stream on Friday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 9 hours before this one started, which is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we basically get together and we go over a topic that we don't really go over much in the normal live stream. So things like Rhythm Trainer, where I give you like rhythm patterns to play, Note Trainer, Chord Trainer, all like really building on the topics we've talked about, but really giving you like some practice exercises with that. So if you're really interested in attending those, every once in a while I'll make it open to the public, but they're really for two different type of people. Somebody who is a contributor over on patreon.com/lessons on the web, type it in, look for me there. And then, or if you are a student over at pianolessonsontheweb.com, and you get access to all my courses. We now have a live stream that we meet, which exclusively with those students, just a small number, where we really get into the nitty gritty about these things and how to improve overall, and giving you some practice assignments as well as some other tips that you won't see on the channel in case you're curious. On the subject of motivation, hold on a second. There's a lot. Actually, I think this is great. There's a lot of comments. Okay, I'm still in the beginning stages, just starting with chords. Was really overwhelmed and felt I would never get it. Practicing a lot, now it's clicking. Starting to do a lot better. Awesome to hear that. Awesome. On the subject of motivation, try your best not to burn yourself out. Yeah, really good advice. Practice is good, but don't go overboard. I know this from experience. Yes. That is true. What's my record for longest practice session, says Rich. My longest practice session is probably clocked in at around 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6 in a total day. Like probably 4 or 5 all at once, and then within a total day, maybe 6 or 7. I know some music students who did 8 hours a day, but they are, if you're trying to become a world-class pianist, that's what you have to do. So if you're shooting for that, that's what you should do. And but I would say that I've spent 5 to 6 hours, probably let's say 6 at a time playing piano, especially when I was getting ready for my senior recital. Okay, Triple Digit said, on my backlog, it's not just vids from last week, videos to prior weeks, and academy lessons. Okay, very good. This is good to know. I did notice that if I try to practice too long, quality goes downhill. 8 hours, geez. 6 hours. Well, 90 to 120 minutes is pretty long. I mean, that's not, if you're really trying to excel at piano, that's probably what you should shoot for. That's more practice than most people get, though. I mean, if you want to get good at piano, yeah, I recommend 90 to 120 minutes. 60 minutes is okay, if you want to get a little bit better over time. 30 minutes is like bare minimum. 15 minutes is like if you're just learning and you don't want to get overwhelmed, to kind of like ease yourself into it. So that's what I recommend in terms of practice. I better pick up the pace. You can do that if you want. You can practice 6 hours if you want to, but like others have mentioned, you might get burnt out, fairly quickly on that. So keep in mind that when I did 6 to 8 hours, I was getting ready for my senior recital. This was something that was like huge for my college education. It was a huge grade at the end of my whole college experience. So it was something very important, and it's something you bring your family to so they see it as well, and you want to do really well. So that's why it required so much practice. But that was only short term. I actually was burned out from playing music after that. I didn't practice as much for a few months after that recital just because I was so tired of practicing. So you can definitely overdo it. I usually practice for an hour each day and 5 days a week minimum. That's pretty good. I think that will work for you, Ryan. I think, especially if you're a beginner-ish, maybe into the intermediate level, that isn't bad at all. I think that's a pretty realistic practice schedule, 5 days a week. And I like the 5 days a week. I wouldn't go under 5 days a week. But 5 to 7 days, 7 days a week is optimal, but 5 days a week is realistic because, you have other things going on. But I like that. I think that will work. But that just sounds insane. 6 to 8 hours a day. It is insane. But that's because more of a career for you versus a hobby. Very true. Very true. And that's part of the reason I am where I am today, because I did spend all of those hours way back then. All right, everybody. It is 8:50. I think we will call it a day pretty soon. Like this video if you learned something. Of course, this live stream. Of course, you don't have to. And we will be putting up the recording later tonight. Let me check. If you go to pianolessonsontheweb.com, my favorite website in the whole world. Oh, I had it typed in wrong. And you go to community. And you go to the calendar. You will see I updated it. So on Sunday, I might cancel Sundays to tell you the truth. It is January 1st. I might meet. I actually don't have any plans for New Year, so I might be able to do that. But it's just a community Q&A. It's not like a full-fledged lesson. It's something we're going to get together. And then maybe I'll like kind of come up with a topic that we can discuss. And then the next lesson we have on January 6th, we're talking about free resources to learn and practice piano. These are free websites that I think are quality that you can get some free information from, or free practice sheets, or free whatever, totally free, that I like online. And then you can see that it switches between Q&A and then a lesson. We're going to do a lesson on the 13th on rests, which is, you know, it's something very simple, but I've never made a lesson on rest before for the YouTube channel. Riza says, welcome back, Riza, by the way. What, no plans? So I don't have any plans because I've just been through this like really tough family thing that I'll probably tell the community about at some point. And I'm tired, to be honest with you. I don't want to go out and, you know, have fun. I'm just done. Like, I'm ready for this next year, and I'll pick up in January, and, you know, I'm just done. Okay, well, Rich, if you guys are going to be around, excuse me, if you guys are going to be around, yeah, I'll definitely do it then. I'll show up, and then, yeah, because I don't have anything planned, so let's do it. We'll do our community Q&A. I'll try to make a real good discussion on something. Yeah, really, we'll stop by on New Year's Eve. Beer or soda is on me. Oh, wait, hold on. I missed somebody. I missed him. Okay, let's see. Ryan says, okay, good. I still consider myself a beginner, but the stage I'm at now is very exciting. Yeah, that is a very exciting time in the beginning. Stages to intermediate. Even if I mean, the whole thing is fun. It has different positives about it. I really missed my piano last week when I was out of town. My fave, too. Really, we'll stop. Okay, I read that one. Please do a stream on Sunday. We'll do... Okay, I'm getting away from my family and going to my friends. All right, well, very good, Riza. So, you know, I used to do that all the time, where I used to hang out with friends all the time on New Year's Eve. And I probably will do that, you know, some of the years. But some of the years, depending on what I have going on around Christmas, I just want a break, you know, and I just kind of want to relax. But I will do a live stream on Sunday. I'll plan for it. If something crazy happens, might not be able to do it, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do it, especially since some of you will be there. And we'll see. Maybe a lot of people will show up. Maybe not, but that's okay. It never really was about that, but it would be nice to do a community Q&A. Okay, let's see. Ryan says, we'll take a break and get some rest. You deserve it. Hope the year starts off better for you, Tim. Well, thank you, Ryan. Thank you. We'll do a little one on Sunday. I think that would be good. I mean, we did have that time off, and it really isn't a big deal. It doesn't take me... The ones where I have to, just to kind of fill you in on how the channel works, the Friday ones where I have to like write up an outline and really think about what I'm going to talk so it's cohesive and it flows nice, like the one we did tonight was a good one. That takes a lot of time I mean, it takes a few hours, I would say, to prepare for, which in itself isn't a lot. But the thing is like on top of all the lessons I had to teach, the editing the videos, and all the things on the website and emails I have to do, it amounts to quite a lot. So the Sunday ones actually aren't that bad. The Sunday ones are more laid back anyway. So I don't think I'll really be too stressed to do one on Sunday, since it's the Sunday one and it's not one where I have to prepare like a huge thing for it. Okay, Kane Boyina says, please let me know when you do the rhythm practice tutorials. Okay, I'll let you know that. We've had a rhythm practice tutorial just for the Academy once or so, but yeah, I can let you know that. Let's see. Do you know that guy that does the Impossible remixes on piano? I know of that guy, Riza, but I do not know him personally. Oh, guys and girls. I meant guys as in like you guys, like collectively. One thing I want to tell you about is that you can, on your telephone, do they even call them telephones anymore? On your cell phone, that gadget in your pocket, you can text. You know what a text message is, right? You text piano. It doesn't even need to be in all caps, but the word piano to 43506, that number, and you will actually get a text message reminder a few minutes before we start the live stream. So this is like, if like I do post on social media if it's canceled, but if you want a reminder like a few minutes before we start, or say I do a live stream kind of off the cuff where I don't plan for it and it's just at a random time, and you want a message sent to your phone so you don't have to like look online and your email and all that stuff, if you text piano to 43506, you will then get text message reminders of when the live streams will be a few minutes in advance. So maybe 30 minutes in advance, I'll send out a text to everybody and say, oh, hey, we're meeting in 30 minutes. Check us out on, maybe youtube.com/lessonsontheweb/live, or maybe I'll just say the main channel page if you go there as well. So if you are interested in getting those notifications to your phone, totally free. Well, I don't think you get charged anything. Totally free, I'm pretty sure. Text piano to 43506, and you'll get a little text message reminder. Okay, Triple Digits says, I get a notice from YouTube that says you're on. So yeah, if you happen to be on the computer and you know to look for that each time and it works great for you, do that. But if you feel like that sometimes you're away from the computer and you might forget and you want a reminder right to your phone, this is just like an extra thing for convenience. Just text the word piano to 43506, and you don't have to. It's just something I'm kind of trying out to get more people informed about the live stream. Riza, not remixes, need to learning for filling the songs. How many people do you need to play? Wait. Yeah, how many people do you need to play it? Probably a ton. Oh, it comes to your phone. So, Ryan says that it comes to his phone anyway. Although, if you have a smartphone, yeah, obviously you can get a notification right there. So maybe that works perfect for you. So if you don't have that set up, like Ryan does, text piano to 43506. Just testing it out if it's something you're interested in. Like I said, it's more for you, the community, just to kind of give you an extra reminder. Riza says, I know. All right, everybody, let's see what we got here. Let me make sure I didn't forget about anybody's comments. All right, everybody, before we go, I just want to tell you that I am very thankful for, you all supporting me, and I understand that we are kind of united in this mission of learning piano and music. So you probably came across my channel. I don't know whether it was, the How to Play Piano Lesson 1 that I made all the way back in 2013, or any of the more recent videos, the two-handed playing video. You may have seen the Circle of Fifths is another big video that I've seen. So no matter which video you've seen, thank you so much for, first of all, watching that video, I know is something that has helped you, but seeing these people learn piano and hearing it from them in the comments or hearing emails from them really means the world to me. And even if you don't leave a comment, it really means the world to me to know that I'm really helping you learn something that you've always hopefully wanted to do, or something that you were inspired to do, or something maybe you just thought up last week. Maybe I want to try out piano. So I'm very privileged to, really be able to help you out in that journey. I think we have a great community together. I'm really happy with everybody that comes to the streams, and you're always welcome back at any time. So thank you for attending tonight, and I'll check you out for the next live stream. The recording of this will be posted soon, and then the edited version, the fancy version, will be out next Friday, like always. So we're going to have a one on Sunday, a Q&A, and then we're going to meet back for another great lesson, full-fledged lesson next Friday. So if I don't see you, have a happy new year, happy holidays, spend the time with your family and or your loved ones, or with things that you like to do. Maybe I don't have a ton of friends. I have a lot of people that I am close to, but I wouldn't say that I have a ton of friends. So, you don't always have to spend, just spend your time wisely doing something that you love, whether it's with somebody else or, something, if it's playing piano even. But anyway, thanks as always for coming, and I'll talk to you in the next lesson. This has been Tim from Lessons on the Web. Check later, and I'll talk to you very soon. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to learn songs from Rogue One. Well, I don't know if I can help you out with that one. Let's see. Okay, he says, okay, I signed up for the text reminder too. Time difference makes it hard sometimes to catch the stream. So good, yeah, this should transcend time and give it to you at your proper time. And then let's see. Well, I'll see ya. And then Ryan says, thank you. I'm so glad I found your YouTube videos and the Academy. Thank you, Ryan. That's so great. I'm so glad to have you as a part of this. I love your teaching style, and I'm so grateful for all the work you do to help us all. And then Riza says, you're so cool, though. Thank you, Riza. You have a great night, T-Dub. Thank you so much. I'm going now. See ya. All right, see you, Riza. And then see you later, Rich. See you later, Ryan, and everybody else who attended tonight. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.